Our first question is going to come from Tim Haddock with That's It LA. Tim, will you unmute yourself and ask these ladies a question?
Okay, hi, good afternoon, and thank you for giving us a little bit of time. First off, Kristen, I am such a fan of Encore. I was a theater kid in high school, and every time I watch that show, it brings me back great memories. So that's a wonderful show.
Thank you.
My question is, because the show is about, or the movie is about extreme couponing. I just want to know from both of you, what's the best deal you've ever got? Was it a car, a house, a hotel room, maybe a meal?
I did not get a good deal on this house. In fact, quite the opposite, because we bought it from Flippers. I don't think I got a good deal on my car. I got like just what the car costs, because I don't know how to like talk about numbers of the car. But I have gotten a lot of good deals, I feel like. But
maybe you probably have gotten because I feel like people have probably like given you things or whatever. But you've probably not got a good deal of your own doing. Like, I'm gonna haggle this deal.
Exactly. I don't. Yeah. So the good deal is that as an actress, the minute you become like a performer, you get everything for free. That's the good deal. That's the goodest deal, and that's the reason you got to be nice and grateful, because you're getting a lot of gifts all the time from companies who do want to show you their products. But if we were talking about this before, and I just want to be real clear, if it's a small company, you pay full price, period.
Okay. Our next question is going to come from Melissa Northway with Dandelion Women.
Hi, ladies. Such a fun movie. Yeah, you guys were amazing. I read something, they said you guys were like the ultimate fun criminals.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was appropriate. So I wanted to know, tell us maybe a funny story from the set, maybe one of your favorite days.
One of my favorite days, I don't think it's gonna cause, wait, were you thinking of the Lamborghini one?
I'm thinking of the Lamborghini one or the post Thanksgiving one.
Thank you.
When they said rolling.
Oh, yes. Can we talk about that?
I don't care.
Okay, so it was after Thanksgiving, so we all been away for Thanksgiving, but actually everyone was very, very responsible and could like only spend, like there are people who like didn't even spend Thanksgiving with their family because we had to come back to the show, to the movie, and we like, it was, we're in the height of the pandemic and things were tense. But Kristen and I were talking about bowel movements, and
I was sharing some struggles because post Thanksgiving, we were 5 days post Thanksgiving, and and I was like, I don't know what to do. So we're on a tight airplane, shooting on an airplane, and there's 7 crew members in here, all guys, 1 girl.
Yeah.
And we're whispering, and I'm like, I just don't know. Like, I've tried to like relax, and I've gotten up early, and I've had a little coffee. I just feel like I don't know. And then all of a sudden, they call rolling. Everyone quiets down,
silent.
And Kirby says, fairly loudly,
"If you don't poo by tomorrow, I need you to go to the doctor."
And that was
literally like on a mic, hot mic. Everyone on the entire set heard. They had a conversation, like, normally everyone's just like busy doing their thing, so no one's like, chatting, whatever. And even the sound department have the mics off until you're going. And literally in the most silent, in the moment from when they say rolling, just before they say the word action, I was like, I need you to go to the doctor.
Okay, our next question is going to come from Vina and her adorable baby.
Adorable.
Hi. I love the movie. I think the thing that I was most fascinated with both of you as Connie and JoJo is, 1, do you relate to each of your characters? And 2, were you both crazy couponers prior to this movie, or did you have to do some very in-depth research to get ready to be Connie and JoJo, the ultimate couponers?
So we both have said we definitely use coupons. I don't have like a history. We don't really have this couponing thing. This how big it is very culturally American. But Kristen definitely is like, she's no stranger to the game of couponing.
Well, because my grandmother was an extreme couponer. Like, was a real one. Like, she, in the basement of my grandparents' house, the perimeter was lined with like beautifully sliced off, evened cardboard boxes, and inside were just hundreds of UPCs from different companies. She'd separate them, our entire extended family was responsible for sending the soup can UPCs and the toothpaste and the cereal and all the barcodes. She'd gather 100 of them from one company, send it in, say, look what a loyal customer I am. They'd say, thank you so much, here's $5 cashier's check. And with those checks, she, over the course of many, many years, those tiny checks, she started college funds for her 5 grandchildren.
Our next question is going to come from Angela Camacho from Queen Bee Latina.
Hi, ladies. Thank you for having me. I have a question, and it's a little personal, but I'm curious to know, Kristen and Kirby, have you ever done something that perhaps is considered unethical, but was for the betterment of someone else?
I mean, does that poop story we just told count? Because we want to make you laugh, but is it unethical?
We've assaulted your I probably would say not unethical. I think perhaps mildly illegal to me. I hold ethics at a higher standard than legality, because I think I realize, like, just the other day, I mean, almost everybody breaks the law every single day. If you're driving if you're doing 40 in a 30 zone, you're broken the law. You're technically being a criminal. So to me, ethics are different. Like, I don't think I believe very much in ethics. It would be more like, oh, if someone was like, oh man, I really want a donut right now, will you just grab that donut from, I don't know, wherever? I'd be like, sure, whatever. If you need it, I got you.
She's such a good time. I only feel like, well, look, I mean, I've been under a microscope for quite some time. I can't get away with a lot of illegal stuff.
Right.
But yeah. Because I'm like too verbal diarrhea honest, because I like to sleep at night and I talk so much. I gotta get things off my chest. But I have definitely, look, this is subjective, I suppose, but I have, in the face of true need, been had emotionally strong-armed my friends or family. For example, driving home from school, my kids got a bar, they're about to open in the back seat. I drive by a homeless person, I'll snatch it out of my kid's hand and hand it to the homeless person at the light. And even if my kid cries, we'll use it as a teaching lesson of, like, you're gonna get food in 10 minutes. We don't know when that person can get food, or they're, you know what I mean? You'll get food in 10 minutes, so chill. And some people might, you know, call Child Protective Services or something. I don't know.
Thanks.
Our next question is going to come from Karen Bailey from Rockin' Mama.
I love the movie. It was so funny. I actually, I was telling the group that I actually went back and read some of the stories and news articles from the women that were involved in this kind of scheme. And I wanted to find out, like, were you aware of this whole story before you signed up to be a part of the film? And if not, like, what kind of compelled you to want to be involved? Because kind of like what a lot of us have been saying, it's like we really like felt like that your characters were really likable, and we were kind of like, but I don't know, should I really be rooting for them? But so maybe just talk a little bit about those aspects.
So I had neither of us. Kristen's been attached to the project for longer than I have, but I think I'm correct in saying that neither of us had any idea about this story before the script was presented to us. And it is huge, and I don't know how, particularly because it was in 2012 that this happened, which is, you know, not that long ago, but long enough ago that we weren't in the cycle we're in now of such immediate news and such fast news. So it was so interesting to me that this was a story that had almost been deliberately silenced, and that was, to me, like, absolutely why I wanted to be part of this story and have it heard. It's pretty remarkable what they did. I mean, of course, it definitely toes the line of it's not legal. I don't know if it's unethical. I definitely know it's not legal, but I think that these women, at least the women that we play in this movie, are trying to better their own lives and the lives of the lives of the people around them without causing any sort of direct hurt or pain to any other individual.
I didn't know anything about this news story, and I couldn't believe that I didn't, but it is an actor's dream to receive a script where the front page says based on true events or based on a true story. And then I also just loved Aaron and Gita, our directors. They add such unbelievable specificity to their storytelling, and they're saying so many things by like, just the fact that they were like, okay, how do we get you to root for these women who are about to participate in something illegal? Okay, well, let's give them really relatable storylines. People who struggle with infertility, whether you've ever struggled with infertility, you can imagine how hard that could be, and you immediately have some empathy there. Think a little bit about the Olympic athletes we all just watched that we put on a pedestal for a number of years and then completely ignore the rest of their lives, who often have a lot of trouble paying their bills, who have worked literally to represent America on a world stage, and we just completely disregard them. And so they were representing like that story, and also the story of being in a marriage that wasn't serving you at all and you knew you wanted to get out of, but having no financial way to do it because your financial education wasn't really there, or you finally figure out a way and you go to the person you have chosen as your family member, like the idea of chosen family, and can these girls support each other to accomplish their dreams together, and how far will they let each other go? Just everything about it was so specific and beautiful, on top of the fact that they were based on real events, because these women, they laundered $40 million.
Our next question is from Christina Patrizio.
Hi, I'm so excited to see you guys, and the movie was so good. My question is, I know you just talked about, obviously how this came from true events and everything. Were you able to talk with the ladies that your character is based on, and did you sympathize with them in any way?
We didn't get to interact with them at all. Because again, when we were trying to make the film, I think that Aaron and Gita took a lot of liberties in the storytelling of who these characters were in order to get you to invest in them emotionally. So they added a lot of fictional layers into the women's lives, but the story of what actually happened is true. But no, we didn't get to interact with them.
Our next question is from Amy from As the Bunny Hops.
Hi, guys. I wanted to talk about the physical demands for the role. Kristen, you playing a race walker, and Kirby, you had that epic little victory dance number in the film. Was that something you had to prepare for? Was there choreography for you, Kirby, or were you able to just go and walk and dance your heart out for that?
I had a choreographer work with me. I'd done actually during I discovered this choreographer because I think both the upside and the downside of the pandemic is, your usual things and places were closed and you had to find alternatives. And I did this dance class in Griffith Park, and I fell in love with the choreographer. And I would never have pegged myself as one of those people that was doing like a workout in the middle of a park, like with a bunch of people watching you. But it was so fun. And when this part in the film came up, I was like, oh, if I could recreate that feeling of just dancing with abandon, that would be amazing. So I used the same choreographer for that to do my one. So I wish I could say it was just all me off the cuff, but no, I had to practice that dance.
And there were even more race walking scenes in the movie that didn't end up making it in there in the final cut, but learning how to race walk, I was trained by a former Olympic athlete who was a race walker, and very few things I've tried in my life have been that hard. It looks so goofy, and I can recognize that, and she knew that when she's like, this is gonna look funny. You gotta do this with your hips, but here's how your feet should be. It is one of the most intense levels of cardio I've ever done. But the reason it is because it's like a sprinter is just giving their all, and a long distance runner is using the what do you call it? Stamina muscles. But in race walking, you're actually using both. You're using sprinting muscles and stamina muscles. It is very difficult.
You guys, we have to jump off, but I wanted to see if Megan from Jump Monkey has a really quick question that she can ask before we got to let these ladies go.
Yeah, thank you. So the movie talks about that coupon high that shoppers get after the sale. So do you have any experience that in your life that you can compare that to?
Shopping in sales, going to outlets. I mean, outlets is just, it's like everyone's walking around high in an outlet because we're just
high
so
as a kite. Because it feels right. It feels like no one else is going to get that deal, but you outlet centers, even when you pass them on the highway,
oh my god,
even you can't go, you're still like, what did I need in there?
You.
Thank you guys so incredibly much for taking the time. The movie is both fascinating and fantastic. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to all the parents taking your time out from picking up your kids from school to hang with us today.
Bye, baby.
Bye, you
Bye
guys.
guys, thank you.
Stories.
Bye.